This is level O, list 4, and we're doing the day 1 page, and here we're looking at the prefix re. So if you look down the bottom, it says the prefix re means to do again. For example, rebuild means to build again. Keep the base word intact when adding a prefix, so you don't have to change the base word at all. So let's go through and highlight that re for read. In all these words, we've got redo, remote, report, return, rejoin, repaint, refer, revise, repair, and rebuild. Okay, so then let's go through and look at any of the other things that we've got to remember when spelling these words. So here, do, we've got that long oo sound at the end with an O. The E is making the O make a long sound in remote. Report, we've got the OR, it's an R controlled vowel, it's making a long vowel sound. So that's one of the very simple ways to write the OR sound, so that shouldn't be hard for you. UR is one of the ways that we can write the sound in words, and it's another R controlled vowel. Oi, rejoin, got the oi sound there, so we use OI usually in the middle of a word or part of a word, and OY at the end of a word or syllable. Repaint, we've got the long A sound here with AI. Refer, we've got the ER on the end, Revise, that E is very busy, it's making the previous I make a long sound, and it's also making that S say Z, revise. So SE on the end of a word frequently makes that S say Z. Repair, we've got the AIR making the air sound, and rebuild is quite a tricky one, the UILD there. So you might need to spend a bit of time ensuring that you've got that one. Okay, so if re means to do again, and we got the word redo, it just means that you have to do something again. Remote could be a remote referring to a remote that you use to change channels or control some of the gadgets you've got in your house. It can also mean something that's not close, or it could mean something that's a long way away. A report, it could be a speech or some written piece that you've had to write that tells others important information that they need to know. Return means to go back to, so you often have to return your books to the library, or you always do. Rejoin just means to join again, so if something's come apart, you have to put it together again. Repaint just means you have to paint it again. Refer is when you look up a book to find out information, or you refer to a book to find something out, or you might refer someone to another person for more information. So it's really seeking information. Revise is where you go back and you do something again to help you remember it or to learn it. Repair means when something is broken, you fix it. And rebuild means just when something has been built and it's damaged or fallen down, whatever, then you have to rebuild it. Okay, let's go back and read the words, sound the words and spell them. Now we can break these into syllables, so we're always going to break them after the prefix, where the prefix joins the base or the root word. Okay, so we've got redo, 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 R-E-D-O, R-E-D-O, R-E-D-O. Cover it, and as we've done before, it's a good time to practice your running writing. So you do a handle, point, smile to the E, over for the D, like a wave crashing, up, down, wave crashing, you come back again, and then you smile to finish. So you can finish those two columns on your own. Always check to make sure you've spelt it correctly, and then finish off the rest of that page. This is level O, list 4, and we're doing the day 2 page, and here we're using the prefix re before these base words. So we've got redo, remote, report, return, rejoin, repaint, refer, revise, repair, rebuild. So can you highlight the RE in all of those words, please? And then choose another colour highlighter. And we're going to go back and highlight the O in redo, it's a long oo sound. Remote, we've got the E making the previous O make a long sound. Report, we've got the OR saying or. Return, we've got the UR saying Rejoin, we've got the OI making the oi sound in the middle of a word. Repaint, we've got the AI making a long A sound. Refer, we've got the ER on the end. Revise, we've got the E doing two things. It's making the I make a long sound and making the S make its Z sound. Repair, we've got AIR for the air sound at the end of the word. Rebuild, we've got that it sound coming through with the UI. Okay, so it tells you down here that means again. So do means to do again. Report means to actually it could be a verb or a noun. To report means that you can say something and you can also offer a report as in a written piece of paper which tells information to someone else. Remote means long way away. Return means to turn back, or do it again, and rejoin, etc. So you can work out the meanings of those. We discussed them yesterday on the day one. Down here we've got write a list word that means to build again. They should be fairly easy for you. Here you've got fill in the gap with the list word, so you've got some sentences down there to fill in. Now here you've got to write your own sentences using report as both a verb and a noun. And down the bottom we've given you another prefix. This one is viz, and we want you to start thinking about what it means. Is it going to add meaning to a word that could be eat, smell, touch, hear or see? So you might have to discuss that one in your group to do that. Now let's go back and read the words, sound the words, spell them and write them. So we're going to, once again, if this is a prefix, we're going to split the word after the prefix. So you've got two syllables in redo. We've got the base word there and the prefix here. Redo, R-E-D-O, cover it. Practice your writing. So you've got the handle, point, smile to the E, over for the D, over for the O, and smile to finish. This is level O, list 4, and we're on the day 3 page, and we're looking at the prefix re added to these base words. So we've got all root words. So we've got redo, remote, report, return, rejoin, repaint, refer, revise, repair, and rebuild. So we know that because it's a prefix or it's part of a syllable within this word, we know that that E can make its long vowel sound E. So you're always going to go re for when you see that R-E at the start of the word. So do, you've got the long oo sound with the O. The E's making the O make a long sound in remote. In report, you've got the OR making the R controlled vowel. The UR making the R controlled vowel In rejoin, you've got the oi sound with the OI. We use OI in the middle of words usually, and OY generally at the end of a word or a syllable. Repaint, we're using the AI for the long A sound in the middle of this word. Refer, we've got the sound, R controlled vowel on the end. We're using the ER. Revise, we're making the E is making the I make a long sound, and it's also being very busy. It's making the S make its Z sound too. Repair, we've got AIR for the air sound, and rebuild, you've got to remember you've got that UI in there, which is quite tricky within build. So we've talked about what these words mean previously, so let's go through now and just read the words, sound the words and spell them. You're going to break them into syllables, so the prefix will be the cut-off point, so redo, remote, report, etc. And then you've got either the base word or the root word after that. So redo, R-E-D-O, cover it. Do your handle for the R, point, smile to the E, wave crashing over for the D, wave crashing over for the O and back again. So you can write all of those in running writing and go back and check to make sure they're right, rub out any and do them again if you've made a mistake or your writing's illegible. So say these words and write the base word. So repainted comes from the word paint, so you just write the base word in for each of these. Verb families, you've got base words here, adding the S, adding the ing, adding the ed if you can, to change the tense of the verb. So it depends in what tense you're writing in as to what ending you would use on those words. Now just be careful here, because we've got some irregular verbs hidden in there, and you've got some rules relating to whether to add another E or not, to double the last letter of the base word or not, and just be careful of that irregular verb there as well, and here. Read and fill in the gaps with a list word or extension. So just be careful there. The pupil has something in his homework as it was too messy. You're going to have to work out what the list word is and make sure you use it in its correct form to make it sound correct within that sentence. Find the small words in repaint and return, and down the bottom make a list of words containing viz. So viz means to see. You might have to use a dictionary or pull your ideas together to find those 8 words with VIS in them. There's quite a bit of discussion that you may need to have within your group to work out these verb families and these word extensions here as well. This is level O, list 4, and we're doing the day 4 page, and it's on prefixes and suffixes. So prefixes are added to the start of a word, and suffixes are when we add something to the end of a word. So if ever you're spelling a very long word, always think about writing the base word first, and then think about what you could add on to the start or the end of the word to make the word that you want. So always working from the base word, especially if you're having difficulty spelling it. Now when we add prefixes to words, they're usually quite easy to spell, like un, re, etc. The suffixes are the trickier ones, because there are spelling rules that come into play to know when to change a Y to an I before you add, say, an ly, etc. So the suffixes are the more difficult, and that's what we tend to do a lot more of in smart words. So if you go through here, you've got to just initially go through and highlight the prefix or the suffix, and when you do that, you can see in is a really easy addition to the word. You can spell in quite easily, same with re, but the things on the end are a little bit trickier. So here you've got to write the words and highlight the prefix or suffix. Now down here, write the words and highlight the prefix or suffix again, but it's all the same base word. So if you can locate the base word easily, and then think about the bits that you're going to, the parts that you want to add on to those. Now down here you just have to write as many words as you can with the prefix re. So you might be best to use a dictionary, or you could Google it as well and see how many you found. See who can get the most words in your group.